lighting is really important. What's going on, guys? My name is Mike, and today we're talking about lighting a set. Recently, I had the chance to film some really cool stuff with some really talented musical artists. See, my friend Chris runs Skylyne Music Group, a record label and marketing company based out of Philadelphia. And he asked me a couple weeks ago if I wanted to film some studio live sessions with him and his artists. I've done a few music videos for his artists in the past, but this was my first time doing something live in the studio. So I'm going to take you guys behind the scenes at how I lit, filmed, and edited all of these videos. But first, let's take a look at how they turned out.
I'm Emma Larson, and this is my song, Goodbye Constellations. I stood, and you watched me burn and crumble down. Everything happens for a reason. This just wasn't my season. Come down to the river, I've got to show you one more time what you're missing, what I've been thinking of, what we could have been, and all that I'm dreaming of is how I miss you. But it's our time to know when to give it up and say goodnight. This is what it feels like to be part of your world. So many ups and downs, my feet can't quite find the ground anymore. So darling, good night. I thought I'd never find that feeling deep inside that you gave me. I've never loved another half as much as I loved you. And now we're through, and I swear it, I know it's true. We were in the same constellation in the sky. Baby, we were two stars who were never apart. One of us went to Mars, the other stayed in the dark. And I still see the same star formations in your eyes when you smile and say goodnight. To be part of your world. So many ups and downs, my feet can't quite find the ground anymore. This is what it feels like to be part of your world. So darling, good night. Cool.
So, what'd you think? There's definitely a lot of things that I would do differently next time, but for my first attempt, I'd say that it went pretty well. I don't know if I can really call myself much of a gaffer, but we experimented with a couple different lighting techniques, and I'm gonna explain those right now. So basically, we had a 3-point lighting setup where we had one key light, one overhead light, and one light behind the subject. There's lots of different things that you can use as the main key light. You can go as simple as just a lamp with a shade on it, or you can go to the other end of the spectrum and use something like a Aperture 120D. For me, I'm using a ring light by Sunpack. It's pretty large and pretty powerful, and it's also bi-colored so I can adjust the temperature as needed. And that just mainly serves to fill in the subject's face in the main scene. For the overhead light, I kind of rigged something pretty ghetto. I actually used my backdrop stand and raised it up as high as I could and clamped on a floodlight, a colored floodlight that I got from Amazon. I'm using those to light my scene right now, and they're absolutely amazing. They're super cheap, and with this remote, I can change the color to anything that I want. So I put one right above the subject and one behind. To fill in some dead space directly behind the subject, we actually use some Christmas lights. I know they can be kind of cliched or cheesy sometimes, but they're super easy to hang up, and there's a good chance that you have some in your house. So if you're running on a budget, they're a good option. Now, to get the hazy kind of atmospheric look, we actually used this atmosphere aerosol. I've actually seen this used a lot in other videos, but never tried it myself until this shoot. So here's a quick review on it. It's actually not too bad. It costs about $16 per can, and one good spray of it lasts about 2 minutes depending on the size of the room. For us, it lasted about 2 minutes. But I'm sure if we were in a smaller space and more enclosed, then it would have lasted for a little bit longer. I think it gives a really good look, and considering how portable it is, that you can just throw it into your backpack and basically have a mini fog machine, I'd say it's pretty good. So those are all the components of the final shot. Of course, it would be better if we had some more practicals in there or maybe a higher quality key light, but overall I'd say that we did a pretty good job for well under $200. I filmed everything on my trusty Panasonic G9 with a 14mm lens and a gimbal. In the end, there was pretty minimal color grading that had to be done, and you already saw the final product. So that just about wraps up this video. This was super fun, I would definitely do it again, and I just wanted to share with you my experience with kind of learning a little bit more about how lighting works. Hopefully you can take some of these lighting tips into account for your own videos, and if you do, be sure to tag me. I would love to see how it turns out. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos kind of like this. I definitely plan on doing more of these as long as Chris lets me, so go over and subscribe to Skylyne Music Group to see more of those videos when they come out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.